Hey y'all, sorry for those technical difficulties. So we're here at Elev8 Premiere. This is our glass studio. It's different than where we normally do this Elev8. Normally I'm over at our east side location. There's one of the two Elev8 shops. There's one downtown and then there's the one over on the east side. The east side is the original. So we do keep killing the feed. I'm sorry. Our Wi-Fi is not so great over here. Like I said, this is our first time doing this over at this location. We're going to be talking with Steve today. He's going to be coming in here with me in person, and we'll be discussing the history of the Elev8 company. It's going to be super fun.
So yeah, thanks a lot everybody for joining, and we'll be here. If this does go bad again, we're just going to do this probably on. We're probably going to do this on. We think. Maybe YouTube or something like that. But anyways, we're going to get through this stuff. And again, thank you everybody for joining this. So, she said she can't see us?
They were saying that they got kicked off, so they were trying to get on at the same time as us. So that's,
yeah. So we were having a lot of problems there, and we're going to bring in. I think they're coming in as what Elev8
veterans. It should be
Elev8 veterans. So we'll wait for them to come in as well, and then we'll show you a bunch of glass that we got over there. Thanks a lot for joining, Jason, 3/4 Squeezy, all you guys. Thank you a lot for coming in on this. So I think we'll just get this started, and Chris, you know, he's going to help out.
We'll dive right into it. So Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself, and for those who don't know, who are you to Elev8?
You know, I guess I'm the founder and whatnot of Elev8. And we started this 16 years ago, 2004. So it's been quite a long journey. Learned a whole lot of things about what not to do and a lot of what to do, and still learning what not to do and constantly. So it's been a really long time doing this.
So you, I just mentioned a minute ago that Elev8 Presents Hemp is the original location, but is that where the company started?
In a sense, yes, but in a sense, no. We, you know, started. We're going to pull in Elev8 veterans so they can show you some glass. But yeah, so where we actually started was out of my house. How you doing, Teresa?
Good. We couldn't figure out why it kept kicking me off. It's because we were both coming into the
same. Can you hear? Oh, I can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear her?
No.
Oh, she said that we both were getting kicked off at the same time.
So what is all good now, right?
In the town. I'm in under veterans.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you doing over there?
We're fantastic. We're having a good time. So could you show us a little bit of that Steve glass that we have over at Elev8 Presents Hemp? Because I sure know that we have a bunch.
You mean like this?
So yeah, we'll get back to how I actually, you know, keep this truck moving really quickly and whatnot, because it might go a while. We really started out in my house. You know, I got into this because I really love vaporizing. It was so great, but the one I loved had some issues and whatnot. So I just decided, hey, well actually, I had, you know, got busted growing pot, and it was illegal back then. So I got laid off because I was a drug addict all of a sudden, and even in Colorado, you know. So we did that, and then on unemployment, I decided to say, hey man, I'm going to start a business here, and I started selling sex toys, hence 7th floor, because they didn't like toys coming from sex cells, and that was SEX, SEL, L to Z. And the S and the Z came together to make a little heart and all that stuff, for goodness. So yeah, we were doing that, and then that didn't work out as well as I thought after a year or something, or 6 months. And then I just loved vapes, and I wanted them so bad, but I just couldn't see spending the money on it, because I knew, you know, I felt like I could make one better. So I did, and started doing that, and you know, went around town asking if somebody could help me blow glass, and nobody around here at the time blew glass, or anybody that I could find blew glass. So I got a book, Contemporary Knife Working, and taught myself. And I don't know, it was probably 3 months later, 6 months later, I had the parts to, glass skills and parts to build a server, started doing that, and you know, doing that out of my house. And it was just some friends, my a bunch of buddies that I grew up with helping me, my sister, my mom, anybody. It was quite neat. Everybody was helping me. I was an unemployed electrician, union electrician at the time, and whatnot. So I had the whole USA in my head, and I only wanted USA stuff, and then started doing that, and it was I don't know. So yeah, originally it was out of my house, and then I got kicked out of there because my neighbor didn't like that we were working out of there. Ended up building a garage in the back, and first we built out of my house, and then we built out of there. And then so we eventually moved out of my house, and then we went to where Teresa is at right now, showing it. And this was actually where she's at now. This was actually our production facility for where we actually built the Silver Surfers. And if she points it up to the top of the ceiling, we would hang the surfers in their bags there. It was all on the pulley system because we didn't have any room to store shit and whatnot. And then, Scobie joined. He actually flew out of that place. Thanks for joining. And that's, I think, where he first started with us and everything. So we were blowing glass out of there, and then in the little front section, I think she goes out of there where we do blow glass. We actually turned this into the glass blowing facility, and so we had people there. And at the time, we had a whole bunch of open space, and we didn't even have the front area up there, which is now a head shop, and because we didn't have that much space. And now we've grown in over the 16 years to we got that place. That's a head shop, and it's bursting at the seams there. We have our warehouse, which is about 12,000 square feet that we use there. And then we have our 3,500 square foot glass blowing facility that we work out of now. So we've really grown, and it was crazy. At one point, we moved production out of there, and that whole place housed 13 glass blowers, and we ran it 2 shifts. It was crazy. It was hot. It was close. Yeah, she showed a picture there of Willie Nelson picked up some surfers there. So we've made them for Willie, we've made them for Snoop, we've made them for Woody Harrelson, Lil Wayne. We've done a whole bunch of different things on that stuff. But yeah, and then so yeah, we were doing a whole bunch out of that place, and we just expanded.
Constantly growing.
Constantly growing there. The last 6 years we were on. It hurts, but we came on a decline. Legalizing cannabis, the bigger boys coming in, competing with them, doing all this stuff. But now, our last 6 months to a year, we've been coming back. So
that's prototype number 1. That vaporizer sitting right there.
Oh yeah, and you can see right there. That's actually the first Silver Surfer that I ever produced. It's still running. We did. Pour oil in there, we had to change out the heater. So we're at 16 years. I'm not saying that your units will last that long. I offer a 3-year warranty because I know they'll last that long. But, I built it what I considered was what I grew up as, American-made products that you can go in there and rebuild and fix and refurbish and do all that stuff. So the surfer's really built for
a unique person, because you can totally customize it as well. All those glass pieces can get changed out for even custom pieces. You could hit us up and be like, hey, I want a knob that's got a purple and white vortex with pink dots around it. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, and speaking of that, at first, it wasn't even going to have a glass knob. I taught myself how to blow glass just to make the heater covers and whatnot. But before I could do that, I had to learn even how to mess with glass, so I started just making little beads on the mandrels and whatnot, and figured out, well, maybe this would be neat. And it was neat, but, going through that process, literally 40% of the knobs I made throughout the night, they would all be crafted the next day, mostly because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, it's crazy as can be. And so yeah, we got a whole new process how to do knobs now, which we've been doing probably for the last 14, 15 years. A blower up in Denver, I went up there and explained my problem to him, and he's like, well, have you tried this? And I was like, no, I haven't, because I don't know anything. So we did all of that stuff, and and that's how the whole surfer just evolved, mostly from what I wanted, and mostly from customer feedback, saying, hey, I don't like this, and this isn't right, and this sucks, and well, it hurts my feelings, I get over it and just fix it. And
it motivates you to create something new and something better.
Exactly. So now, I throw this out to any vaporizer manufacturer, let's battle. I send my thing up to anybody. It's being durable, The most artistic candy vaporizer on planet Earth. It's an e-banger. I think we invented the email. I don't know that for a fact, but it's, we were the first ones that I know to put it on electrical. We've really innovated a lot of things, and I love it. And it's mostly the innovations. Yes, I come up with it and do a lot, but I get a lot of the feedback and whatnot from y'all out there. So if you don't like something or you have an idea, throw it my way. Not saying it's always going to go in there, but I always like to look at it and just keep improving, because even though today it's the best, tomorrow something else is better because you can rethink it. So everything should always improve. I mean, Teresa's showing our dab dish there, and we went through the times, and this is my third or I think fourth iteration on that, and it's rock solid. It delivers people who love dabs the way they like dabs, and I think it's important. It works with a carb cap, and it took me a while to figure it out, maybe because I don't do dabs as much as as I do flour. But yeah, it just really worked out like that. So yeah.
What did it take to invent something new? Was that a long process to even develop the idea and the design for the Silver Surfer and each subsequent device that you've created since then? Because there's a few.
Yeah, and that's another great question. Thank you. The first one, I just get, when I invent, I just get it, make it, and then figure out all the bugs afterwards. I've sat down before that you overthink things and you never get something done. So I don't go that thing. But the Surfer, it's still being developed today. We're still improving things, changing things. It was probably 6 months ago we changed how we crimp our heaters. We have been doing that for 15 years, but I found a better way. And said, hey, if there's a better way, let's do this. Yeah, sometimes, like my skizzers that I came up, or I call them pro trim elites, those I thought about 12 years ago. It took forever to come up with. I'd say on average it takes me about a year and a half to come up with an idea and bring it to fruition, unless it's like completely made out of glass.
Gotcha.
We can go quicker, but it's all the stuff now. We actually make all our molds for everything, whether it be the scissors or the Super Surfer, the electronics. We do all the work ourselves. I do it with some help, obviously, engineers. But all our stuff is in-house design, and I'm proud of that.
How many do you think have been sold? Question from a viewer.
It goes by our serial number. So I think we're over about 500,000 total units between Surfers, Buddhas, and Silver Surfers.
That's a lot more than I thought. That was a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
500,000. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a lot, and I can't thank people enough because it's all been grassroots. We can't. How you doing there? We can't advertise because before it's vaporizers and we say tobacco, whatever it is. We can't. We're in a shit zone, so we shouldn't even be here. So I can't thank every person that's invested in me and has spent their hard-earned dollars with me, because I can't ever thank anybody enough. Like Matt, he's out there. I mean, this guy has joined our Elevate at Home thing that we've come up with. We're bringing an Elevate at Home. What is this? Where you get to be your own head shop, but this goes back to when I was selling sex toys. I had at-home parties with those, and so I know that's a touch to touch people and get them to fall in love with our products and see us and see who we are. So I love the at-home experience. But yeah, I think I'm going to divert.
Matt says he loves our products, and we love you.
Yeah, I love you, Matt. Like, you showed me that you love me because you're still here today buying my stuff.
You're in here every week watching this, so we appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun.
Let's transfer into glass blowing a little bit. How long have you been behind the torch?
16 years. Again, had to teach myself to do this and whatnot. I was told that my first wand was for a crack pipe. It's not into that shit at all. I never touched it. No powders, no nothing. Not that I'm against a lot of stuff. You do what you want to do. I do all things legal, actually. But I do believe in laws and stuff like that. And so, but yeah.
But so how often do you blow glass? Do you blow glass every day, or do you Since you have so much other stuff that you're juggling, are you in the studio every day? Or?
I come to the studio every day. I try to get on the torch every day, but for sure I'm on it 2 to 4 times a week, 2 to 4 days a week. And days, it's only really 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I'll take a day off from the warehouse and blow through on glass, but it's rare. Sometimes I'll come in early, get an hour or 2 in before I go to the warehouse, and then after the warehouse, maybe get an hour or 2. Just always just keep a bunch of projects in the thing, because I'm ADD'd out. You know, I truly believe, like, ADD has been a gift for me. I get to do a whole bunch of things, so.
What did it take to build this glass blowing studio that we have here, and what makes it so special?
Well, again, it was probably at the time, it was probably 12, 13 years of learning what sucked about glass blowing. We've got 13 people in there, and just developing it. And so we did this. I did it a lot, like tons of help. I couldn't have done it with Matt Z Glass, man. Like, that dude from the beginning, he was here with us. He did everything. He's a phenomenal glass blower, phenomenal person, period. And him and this guy, his friend Eric, my friend Eric now as well, put this, our exhaust together. And, I did a lot of the electrical kind of stuff, helping the electrician that was here. I like to do a lot of stuff, create.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way, that you're a creatively motivated person. How many patents do you have, since you have so many different products?
Yeah, so that's a good question. We got, I think I probably got like 6 patents and a bunch of trademarks. They're pretty much all design patents. Functional patents are more expensive and harder to get, while design patents can last a whole long time. And I also got some trade dress on things as well, just because the shape is very important, I think, in things. And, the thing about it is if somebody knocks me off and they're rich, I can't fight them. You go into a patent thing with a patent, somebody rips you off and you got to fight it, it's $1 million, a couple $100,000 to fight something like that. So that stuff is, the big boys use it to destroy little people anyways. So I still have them for protection.
Yeah.
And luckily, thank you, nobody's knocked me off in the U.S. There are some people that knocked off my Buddha, and I won't say their names, but whatever. And then the Lifesaver's been knocked off in Europe, and that's my least favorite thing.
Could you tell me a little bit, I know this story, but for the people watching, a little bit of the backstory behind the Buddha, because it is a simplified version of the Silver Surfer, but it came out after the Silver Surfer.
Exactly, and a lot of people think the Buddha came first, and that's a great question. But first was the Surfer, and then the Buddha was there, because I really wanted to, I was like, I'd love to create, and I knew my biggest competitor was a volcano at the time, they were very expensive, and I thought to compete with them, I had to make something that at least fill the bag, even though I think a whip is a way better way to vape. I mean, even they changed the unit to hybrid and stuff, so I think we all know that whips give the best flavor. But there are things good for a bag, and so I would hate on it, well, not because I couldn't do it, but I came up with 2 things. Do I try to make bag style to compete with these guys, or do I try to make something affordable? Knowing that somebody might knock myself off on the Surfer, because I thought I had a good idea. So I created the Buddha and knocked myself off and removed a lot of the processes, got more parts made in China, and we still do the assembly here, but more parts and whatnot, just lower quality parts and not really shitty quality, like the base is the base, but it's made out of plastic compared to the Surfer made out of metal. And so, just to me, what I consider the best materials, and we just went with a little bit lower, more affordable materials, I guess, and removed some cuts and did some things and did less things on it and so forth. And so that's how we come up with the Buddha. And, how did it get its name? Well, I know people call her Buddha and the bud and whatnot. And I remember walking in the trade show in Vegas, and there was a big old giant Buddha statue, and I was like, that's what, and it was sitting there like that picture, so I just kind of made our logo come from that, and so it like the Silver Surfer, it named itself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the knob on this is gold.
The knob on that one's gold, she said.
Oh, well, that's a special one. I bet that was gold because we had a UV light in there that I got for the virus to kill it and stuff. And the UV light is actually a little...
Yeah.
So that's what that could have been from.
It's possible. But yeah, the Debuta stands straight up so it doesn't have that little bit of aluminum cut off. It's got a metal knob instead of a hand-blown glass knob. And like Steve said, the base is different material as well, whereas the Surfer's got that angle of the dangle, so your weed hangs down, it doesn't fall into your heater cover, or into your heater, I should say.
Yeah, yeah.
What's it being like being the founder or leader of all of this? What is a day-to-day, Steve? What do you deal with as far as what sort of issues do you handle? Do you sell stuff anymore at all, or are you just like behind the scenes?
I still do it all. I have a phenomenal staff that actually does my headshots and stuff. I'm not good in there. I just want to give everything away. So, Becca has banned me from even selling in the stores. Same when you come to the warehouse, I'm not allowed to sell stuff because I just like to give people things.
He gets killer deals, is what he's saying. Two killer. Killing us.
Yeah. And so I just kind of, I'm doing everything. I feel like I really am solving problems all the time. Constantly we're building new systems, so we have new problems, and everything feels like it's breaking a lot, but really what's happening is we're growing is producing new things, and so we find new bugs and things. It's really just, I couldn't dream of doing anything else in life because the challenges every day are phenomenal. Dealing with people, dealing with customers, dealing with products, dealing with just dealing with everything. It's been the best gift in life. So thank you everybody again that's ever invested in us. I appreciate it.
Do you have a favorite artist that you've collaborated with, glass or non-glass? Because I know we had just started doing those Silver Surfer collaborations with heady glass artists like Robertson.
Yeah, so I think Robertson was the coolest. I didn't get to blow with him yet, but it was the coolest thing. I got to go up there, and he kind of opened this up for me to, because I thought about it for the last, 12, 13 years, and he opened it up and was like, yeah, I'd like to do something. So that was phenomenal. And then for I think the best artist I ever got to work with was Eric Stecker. He's the first artist that I got to blow with up in Denver. And he taught me so much basic foundation skills. So I think that's who I think is my the one I've done that comes to my mind.
Gotcha. What's your favorite style or technique to work with? Do you have a favorite glass technique or a style of piece that you prefer to make?
I think I prefer a pipe. That's how I got it. I got into it for the vapes, but I wanted to be a glass blower before I did this, and I was told they live short lives and all this and blah, 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 so I didn't do it, and I waited another 5 or 6 years to actually blow glass. But, yeah, I think so. Pipes that, and I love line work. That was always like, how do you get it in there? I love inside out. How did you do that? That's what I love.
There's some awesome inside-out Steve pipes right there that we have available at Elev8 Presents Hemp.
Yeah, I like to get it in there really thick to where it looks like worms in there and all the
That's one comment people give on your pieces all the time. It's like, whoa, look how thick that is. Look at that piece. It's like a mountain in there. The way that your lines, they're not just melted onto the surface, or they melt into the glass.
The way it's supposed to be.
The way it's supposed to be, exactly. What do you consider the most challenging piece or style to blow?
Recyclers.
Standard answer. Every time I ask this question, it's always recyclers. And I get it. There's some incredible welds that have to be done.
A lot has to happen. A lot has to work out. I think my moving forward ones are, the climb ones are really hard, but I've got them figured out, and I can line it up and get it. My moving forwards, where it was my earlier moving forwards, where the front, like that one, that's the hardest one for me to get because I have to line everything up, and it's hard.
And the balance on that, I'm sure if you lean the recycler, the cone part, if you put that too far forward or too far back, your piece is going to tilt forward or backwards, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, now I just remove it, and the bottom is a little cone in the thing, so I've really refined it. This guy Adam, he just commissioned me to make him one, which I can't say thank you enough, Adam. But yeah, man, it's really refined over the years, and that's one of my styles moving forward, because we were hitting some patches, hitting some shit, and there's moving forward. Elev8 Veteran one that is for purchase, with all the profits go to Elev8 Veterans. But it's about moving forward, like I love fast cars that are moving forward, standing still. I love, the Christopher song, round, over, under, or through. Just, you gotta get through, you gotta push forward. Failure does not exist unless you stop. And so you just keep moving forward. And so that thing really just, again, named itself. It named itself. There's an elevator, and that was so people were wanting a portable vape, like nectar collectors, which I really like flowers, so I had to do that.
Have you worked with veterans since the beginning?
We have sold them vapes and whatnot, but we didn't have any kind of program or anything. I grew up in a military town. I didn't know a lot of vets here, growing up in this town. There's the military, they're out-of-state people, so I did go to school with a ton of military children and whatnot, and so that was really neat, because you meet all these different people constantly throughout life. But Teresa was the first, not that I haven't met other military, but Teresa was the first military person that came into my life, and I got to know a military person. So my mom, she worked on pizza field. She got to serve. She was a waitress. She served all the officers and officers' wives, and officers always treated her phenomenal. Not so much the wives, though.
So as a self-taught glassblower, how do you feel about teaching other glassblowers?
I love it. I read this one time that teaching's the most selfish thing that somebody can do. It's pleasurable. It's so phenomenal, great to be able to see somebody grow. It's so awesome to watch somebody struggle and then help them get over that challenge. That's cool, and so
to see somebody tripping over something, and then you'd be like, hey, let me tell you this, you do this, this, and this, you won't trip over that each time.
Exactly. And
then you watch them not trip over it, and then you see the joy in them, and I can't imagine how rewarding that must feel.
It's wonderful.
What's your favorite way to consume?
Vaping. It's why I got the vape, back in the day, pine buds, kind of had those pine buds, and I think that's what we're going to do right now while we're here. But cool. I really love vaping. Couldn't use a grinder here and whatnot, but vaping for me, I get to experience each strain the way it's meant to be. I get the full spectrum, the full flavor, the full, just really the way it's supposed to be. It's completely unadulterated. That's the right word. English is not my forte, even though I speak it. But yeah, it's.
Is this? Do you know who made this hand on this knob here?
Yeah, actually, that was Ian Demon, and he, we taught him how to blow glass. He taught himself with us. We helped learn him. But he was an up-and-coming glass blower, and he had a move and whatnot. But man, this hand, I own it to this day because if you look at my new Franche knobs, it's what actually inspired that hand. And so, that's special.
With the knuckles, I can really see it. Definitely.
And I didn't know about those knuckles and how to do that stuff. And this cat was just, he did it. He knew how to do it. So thank you, Ian. I appreciate what you did.
Very cool. So do you like to use your own pieces when you smoke through a vaporizer, or vaporize through a vaporizer, I should say, because it's not smoking?
Yeah, I like to use my own pieces. I'll use anybody else's. I'm not in particular to that. All my pieces are broke. This one right here was a collab between me and this guy Keith, and he was a really neat one. I had to ghost him, had to learn to bend it back, but he learned it after that ghosting. So we did that, and then this piece right here, cracked at the bottom. So this was my first tricky technique tube. So I do believe it was either the glass gods or the kiln gods that decided to make it crack so I could keep it. And that's how most glassblowers I know get their parts and pieces. So
Yeah, I can attest to the fact that I have probably 10 or 15 janky little pipes that I've made sitting in my room that I like to take on the road or in my backpack and bring.
But they're fun too.
They are fun, and then when I'm smoking out of them with somebody, I'm like, oh hey, by the way, I made that. No, what? And that's a cool feeling.
It is cool, yeah. I agree.
Even if it's for me, it's just plain clear glass and not even shaped very well. I can't even imagine what it must feel like to make a really seriously heady piece of art. And then have somebody go, wow, that's freaking cool.
It always makes you feel good, so thank you everybody for making me feel good. But yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit of the benefits of vaporization for maybe some people who have never vaporized or don't know?
The first thing that comes to my mind is the freaking flavor. That's why I do it. The flavor's phenomenal. You get to taste the fresh terpenes at the beginning. I love coffee. As it roasts, you get the roasting flavors. Each strain tastes different at the beginning. At the end, people say it tastes like burnt popcorn because they haven't ever actually tasted cannabis. But it tastes like cannabis. And what I find great is as you vape it, it gets this really nutty flavor. You can eat it, which I'll eat before bed, and it's just good stuff.
Can save that all up.
It almost melts in your mouth. Like it's hard, but it like melts in your mouth like a really buttery yumminess.
And it doesn't taste the same as eating a plain green nug.
No.
After it's vaporized, like it tastes different when you're vaporizing it. It tastes different when you eat it too, because it doesn't have those terpenes, flavonoids, and all the good stuff. That's what I always tell people when I'm introducing them to the vaporizer, is that it doesn't burn the plant and the oils, which is what gets you high, is the oils, not the leaf itself. It just rips the oils off the plant and boils them off the plant and leaves behind the leaf. It doesn't ignite the leaf at all. So it's a much lower temperature. It's a lot less harsh on your throat. And then you're getting so much more of the good stuff with so much less of the bad stuff.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. It's why I'm still using it to today. Do I love dabs? I do love dabs. I love cannabis. But I always feel like, man, like I don't get to taste the roasted flavor because, I've developed a habit for the roasted flavors. I call it the art of vaporizing. Assume it's like wine tasting, where each wine kind of tastes different and you can taste different hints. Like, I truly believe that it's the flavor, and so that's why I just keep baking flour.
It's addictive for sure, and you get a higher your body, your lungs absorb a higher percentage of the THC, CBD, CBNs, all your good stuff. It absorbs a higher percentage of it than through edibles or through tincture or even through smoking a joint.
Up to 80%. Through vaping. So, that was always me. I'm very frugal. Grew up that way, and grew up really poor. My mom worked 4 jobs. So, it didn't matter, man. Whatever I spent my money on, I had it last week, and I really like getting high. So I had it to stay high. So I needed to get my herbs to last as long as possible, and it was the cannabis. So yeah.
Oh shoot! How often do you put duff back into your food? Do you do it every day, or? I don't.
I'll eat a little bit at night if I can't, feel like I'm not going to be able to sleep. A lot of things going on in my head, and it'll just pass out, do whatnot. But I don't really eat it that much. I just really like using it through my lungs because it's really maintainable. I know where I'm going with it. If I take a couple hits and I want to get a little more, I can do it. I don't get too far here or whatever. So that's why I don't really like edibles. Like, I want it now, and I want it to be able to maintain, and I want control.
That's my least favorite part about edibles. Is it seems like it's almost like rolling the dice most of the time because you don't know, especially if it's a homemade edible.
Right. So yeah, the flower is where it's at, and through the lungs.
I agree. I probably use my surfer at least twice a day, in the morning and at night, because it's so much lighter less harsh on my lungs. The smell doesn't hang in the room. So like, if I was to take a bong rip and then walk out my door and go to work for 7 hours and then come back in, my room would kind of smell like a stale bong rip a little bit. But if I use my vaporizer, I don't smell anything when I come back in because the smell, the vapor doesn't hang in the room like smoke does.
And the bong, you mentioned the bong and just the smell of the air. The bong water, the bong water smells and tastes like shit. Whereas you can use it in your vape, and it doesn't stink. It doesn't whatever. I mean, I'm not drinking it either, but I actually might drink vape water. Not that I would. It's still poop. I wouldn't do it, but geez.
I would accidentally get vape water in my mouth and then maybe swallow it and not spit it out. It's like what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas a bong rip, it's like,
why didn't I clean my bong?
Why did I put so much water? Why did I put the ice in it? All those things.
Yeah. So again, why I vape? It's just clean up my body, clean up my environment, clean up my wallet. It's just, it's the way it should be. And our vapes are the best because they're built like you, built like me, built for you, and built unique. So, yeah.
What can we look forward in the future of Elev8 and you as an artist?
Elev8, the forward right now, my big push is Elev8 Dolls and Elev8 Veterans. Both are, I feel, my affordable way and my helpful way to grow our company because we have no advertising, so we look for different things, and as looking, we find beautiful things. Like, we did the Elev8 Veterans, which is a beautiful thing that we're doing tomorrow. We do every first Saturday. We got some veterans coming in, giving some free classes to them. And then we got, a thing with some Glassblowers making parts and pieces on it. We all come together as a really nice collab and then auction those pieces off, and we do things like that to rehabilitate and reactivate war veterans back into the society and help them out. So it's really cool. And then Elev8 Dolls, that is, we didn't know really how that started. It was our workers working with us and the girls. And at the time also, it was my little Franchement and our little aliens. And so the Elev8 Dolls was this thing that was like, what even sex is it? Is it male, female? Because Franchements are unisex, and they actually birth their young on their sides. And then, obviously, Elev8 Doll humans are females, but it took me a while to figure that out. We did that, and then they became brand ambassadors, and then, just women fascinate me, and so the next thing is like their smells. They always smell so good, and so I thought, okay, well, let's look into this world of bath bombs and fragrances. So now we're doing that, and really excited about that because we're going to, I just love it. And it's really cool.
There's the bath bombs right there.
Yep, and what we have done is we've incorporated my world of glass into the bath bombs, so we're always keeping it real. They are foreign artisan made, so we can keep it affordable. But they're very, very nice. I've been to our foreign factories 4 times, and it's amazing. And then we will have it to where you get a random Elev8 premiere one, and then the goal is that we team up with some other glass artists that we randomly put in there as well. So I'm really excited about this. Nobody else is doing this, and no matter what, you get a bath bomb for $8.88, and the thing's worth $8 anyway. So it's like, let's do it anyways.
Yeah, definitely. Are the bath bombs unisex, or is it just catered to females?
Well, I love baths, and a lot of men I talk to love baths, which was actually surprising to me. And so we do have feminine smells. We do have just like certain essential oil smells like lavender or peppermint. And then we do have unisex, we call them Galant. And that's some of my ones that I really like, but I also really love the fragrance ones. That's why it's been my fragrance number 5. I really love that smell, and so we incorporate that into this. And again, I get to make the smells and the things that I love, and hopefully all of them too, if we get to do this together and make this, enjoy this planet Earth here. Hell yeah, thank you so much.
We appreciate the support.
Yeah, so thank you, Ms. Smith. But yeah, I'm really excited about all this stuff. And, we don't put color in there because I heard that that was the big thing that people didn't like is the coloring on the stuff. So we got this little critter down here. She's trying to get in the big.
She wants to join.
I'm sure you've seen it before. She's jumping up and stuff. So we'll get her up and stuff. She's down there jumping like.
Say hi, Tigger. Everybody say hi to Tigger.
She's
a queen.
Yeah. But she was trying to get in there. We'll get you down there, little. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing there. I don't know where we morphed into that question, but.
Well, we were talking about the bath bombs. So now there's a little something I want to talk to you a little bit about is this new trippy tech that you've been working on.
Oh yeah.
How long has this been like swimming around in your head? How long did it take you to develop this and get it to look how you envisioned it and how you wanted it to look? How long was that process?
16 years. And so what it is it's nothing crazy. It's just twisted color, but we take 10 sticks of color and wrap them around and then spin them up, and then I coil pot that all up, and then I go ahead and sleeve that up. So it takes me about 3 hours to make about 12 to 15 ounces, so we almost get a pound. So we value that stuff at about $300, $350 a pound. All of it sparkles. That's what we've morphed it to. Is we get it to all sparkle, and we're not using dichrome or crushed opal in there, but we got some special stuff in there. That's our little trade secret. We got in there
the secret sauce.
Secret sauce, and we also put a little Illuminati in there, so it all glows in UV. So it gives all that cool special effects and everything like that. And then we do that so I'm still really trying to develop it myself. And so someday I want to do a whole bunch of different colors, like simple colors or colored patterns with it. But right now, I'm sticking with the rainbow. I'm sticking with the rainbow for obviously the vine work right now. 2020 for me is skills and the flavor. So that's what I'm going with. And that's why it's trippy tech. We used all that in there. And it is trippy, and I just, it's pretty cool, like I can't believe I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, definitely. You've seen so many different, like, iterations and styles of coil potting, but never something that seems so simple. Like, it seems like it would have been, like, one of the first things, like, oh, rainbows, we'll do this with rainbows.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's been that out there. I may not did it, but I paired that up with the name Trippy Tech, so, here we are.
Definitely. There's on the top left right there is a real old coil pot spoon that you made.
Oh, yeah. So I've always loved that. I love how you could do that. And there's people that do coil pot way better than me. They get all the things to line up and everything, So I'm working on that. Sometimes I don't want it to. Let's get the trick.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that uniqueness, back to that word again. It really seems like Elev8's the place to be. How can our fans get involved with us?
So yeah, like for me, it's for sure. We got Elev8 Glass Gallery. You can go there for all kinds of stuff. You can find Elev8 University, which you can learn stuff. We got all kinds of glass terms and technologies there. And then if you want to actually join Elev8 and help promote us and make a little bit of cash and whatnot, we have Elev8 at Home. We have different types of partnerships there. We're working on a new one that's a little more basic. And then we got some other ones like Matt and whatnot, and a few others. So I'm really excited about it. It's been, I've been working on this for like 4 years. Even longer. I've always believed in it. Always believed that that's how to get my vape is through personal one-on-one. That's why we do our events sometimes and have them out there to do product demonstrations. Because once you try it, that you'll fall in love with the flavor. I promise you. Like if you don't, you might have bad taste buds. So I'm gonna have to argue that.
Yeah, that's one thing I always hear back whenever people go to our Elev8 at Home events. Is they're blown away by, first of all, the amount of knowledge that they're presented with, and the amount of facts and hard evidence that we have to back up our products. We're not like, oh, our shit's the best because we think so. We're saying, oh, our stuff's the best because of this, and this. And people realize that when they go to the events, and then they get the added benefit of getting to use the vaporizer and see the difference in flavor and see the difference in smell of a joint burning in a room or of room that's been vaporized in for an hour.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it.
Well, do you want to talk a little bit about what we have going on tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm really excited about it. You know, we had this little slowdown with the economy and the world and everything, so we're really excited about putting on a small little event tomorrow. Putting it on for what I consider one of the greatest things there is. It's, you know, our Independence Day, you know, and it's pretty cool. I get to, you know, it's a day of fire. You know, I love fire. Again, why I love being a glass blower. Me and my friend actually lit our street on fire one time, 3 houses long, with gasoline on the street.
Oh my goodness.
So that was a lot of fun. So I love fire. Got in trouble as a kid for starting a lot of fires. I was burning my house down, Stupid Steve. I was a pretty shitty kid, for sure. Thank you, Mom and Dad, but not mostly thank you, Mom. But yeah. So tomorrow, anyways, yeah, it's really excited about that. We got the whole Elev8 veteran thing going on. We're going to make the goal is to make some more affordable stuff and work some of the tribute tech into all this stuff and try to get more of my tribute tech out there. So I'm being selfish on that. But then all that stuff's going to be donated to the Elev8 veterans, and then you guys can get in if you would like and support us. Support the veterans and support that thing, and it's really cool to see that, see the hard work that's been put into it, what Teresa's doing with that. That piece right there, I think we had 8 different blowers work on there, and you know, I'm really excited how that thing. I'm always amazed at how it turned out.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah,
and there was really a range in experience on that piece too, from James and his little mushroom marbles up to like you or Sean or more experienced glass blowers who put sections on that piece. That's what's really cool about that piece to me is it's beginners with experts.
Yeah, and I think James is one that did the mushrooms. He had only been like 6 months or 3 months into it, but he was able to excel at those. And I thought, you know, like if he can excel at that, let's put room on there. And it actually enhanced that piece so phenomenally. So yeah, that one was another fun one.
That's the Memorial Day one, isn't it, from last year?
Yep, that was a really fun day too, and that's what's really cool about this. We get to, the fans get to come in, the customers and all those guys, the supporters that support us.
All of you guys.
Yeah, get to come here and we get to meet them. They get to hang out and just show you the back end of what we're doing. And you know, being a glass blower is it's crazy. It's hot and a lot of things break on you. So. Yeah,
it's unlike any other art form. So in multiple ways, where like things break. Like I have a friend who does visual art, and I'll talk to him about how I'm making a marble, and I'm 3 hours into this marble, and then I did something wrong, and I put a crack through it, and then it's just toast.
Right.
Yeah, and he's like, I couldn't imagine drawing a picture for 3 hours, and then it just ripping in half when I go to draw the border on it.
Right.
It's something totally unique to glass blowing. I guess clay work as well. They do have kiln issues with things breaking in the kiln. Because like air bubbles and such. But another thing that's unique about glass blowing is you don't really ever touch the piece until it's out of the kiln finished. You're using tools and other pieces of glass to manipulate the piece. You never actually physically touch it with your hands until it's done. Yeah. Unless you're like cold working it or something like that.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I always want to touch it. And for some reason, when that glass turns orange, I just always want to bite it.
It's so pretty. That's what I always say. It's like, it looks delicious. You want to taste?
It does.
I say that to Rob all the time. I'm like, hey, Rob, you want to lick?
It does. It looks delicious. And I always want to bite it. And then I start thinking, well, if I bit it, my teeth would hurt so bad because it would be so hot and they would probably explode.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it.
Not today.
Not today.
How many glass blowers do you think that you've influenced or taught in the industry? Because you've been doing this for a while and you've done lots of classes and had lots of people rent space in your different studios. How many people do you think that you've sort of given the beginnings of their glass career?
I don't even know, man. Probably, I'd say 50 to 100. Probably like 50 or so blowers, and then when you count the people that come in for our liquid arts classes, 4-hour event. You know, probably maybe 150 then, but we've done a lot of people like that. But yeah, because you know a lot of our blowers are all from scratch, just because you know I didn't know a lot of people and at that time, and you know, so yeah, it's been neat.
Definitely, definitely. I know I've seen, even in just 2 years, a bunch of people come through the studio in all different skill sets, and right now it seems like the studio is actually more full than it's ever been as far as people renting space and stuff.
Yeah, more full with more people and more skill sets that are just really neat to watch, and just see all the different skill sets and what are happening and whatnot. So it's really exciting how Elev8 Premier as a studio has really morphed from, you know, just being Glassblowers 274 vapes, you know, because we still do that, but we do so much more. I got to make an adult toy the other day, and man, it was so dope. The dude gave me beautiful dimensions, beautiful drawings, and it was way hotter and harder than I imagined, but
That's what she said.
I love it. It's just Glassblowers. Awesome.
It is awesome. Gosh, I think I'm out of questions for you, Steve. Do you think we have time to get anybody else in here, or?
Yeah, I think so. Who do we want to get in there?
Let's. We got Johnny, Teresa, Sam, or Chris. I don't think we have time for all of that.
I think I want to bring in our Elev8 dolls. We got anybody from Elev8 dolls? I think let's bring in Elev8 veterans because they're part of the event tomorrow. So I'm going to say...
Chat with her about...
Chat with Elev8 veterans. Oh, how do I even do that?
There's Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
How are you?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just sitting here getting ready for tomorrow. I'm really excited. I went and got the hamburgers and the hot dogs and the buns and beer and soda and water and beans and a big can of nacho cheese.
Yeah, you've been planning all this since you got back. You went on a 2-week vacation excursion, and then you're back here getting ready for this and helping you.
Right, yeah, the last 2 weeks I came remotely from different states. I believe I was in Tennessee last week, and then the week before that I think I was in Missouri. So yeah, it's been a lot of traveling. I met a lot of people on the way, a lot of veterans that are excited about our program and can't wait to get a vaporizer into their hands. If you or anybody you know knows a veteran that needs one of our vaporizers, just have them go to elev8veterans.com and register. Yeah, we also have these beautiful pieces that we are selling that will benefit us. We have our shirts. Remember, everyone deployed, wear red on Friday. Yeah, and tomorrow. So tell me, how many Glassblowers do you think we'll have tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm guessing between 10 or 20. I don't know. So I think it's going to be exciting. And he has enough skills to... At least 2 people that will be there. Yep. There's 2 of us.
Yay!
So
and we have battle tops, I think, right?
You're a glass blower.
Yeah, I can blow glass too. What about battle tops?
What'd you say?
Battle tops.
Oh yeah, the battle tops. We completely forgot. Thank you, Teresa. Do you have yours?
Yes.
Or is it in the kiln?
Mine's in the kiln. Let me see.
Let's go run with Steve. See what we got.
Yes, battle tops. Show us the tire.
So that's it there. It's a little hot. But so we got.
To be clear,
that's
guys,
my new one. So
you just grabbed that at like 230 degrees.
So.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, we got.
I'll show this off a little bit while we're out here. This is
Steve's the tire.
Here at the studio. He's got the head of the table. We got 4 torches lined up down this side. Shonatron glasses stations here. SCOE glasses the next one down. Mr. Brent Thack. Oh, sorry. What's his Instagram? Thack Daddy. The real Thack Daddy is the real Thack Daddy is his Instagram right now. And then the glass parrot, Danny Nyberg, down at the end down there. Is there anybody on the far side right now?
Troy, got Bernie.
Troy, also known as Bernie Slice, that's working at this station down here at the end.
Yeah, and then we got Slumberland Glass.
Slumberland Glass Station here. This is James who made those marbles, or the mushrooms on
Yes.
that rig that we were showing off.
And then we got Snores.
What's up?
Oh, no,
Sorry,
yeah,
this is Snores,
This is
and this
Snores.
is Mass.
Mass.
And right here is Simply Jeff, who we talked to last week.
Right. Where's the battle arena?
Oh, the battle room.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to do battle tops, and they're taking us to the battle arena. Let's get ready to
look at that.
rumble. There's the beer.
So here's the battle arena. And so,
Oh, that mine sucked. There we
you
go.
gotta spin them. And so I would have won.
There we go. Oh yeah, Steve keeps beating me.
Yeah, that's a bad top. So we got better
There we
tops than other tops. And whatnot. So that's what we do. And it gets crazy, like Conan style. So I will probably dress up as Conan when I play this.
Very cool.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And so will there be food? I think hamburgers, hot dogs, we already talked about it. Beans, beer, soda, water. Yeah, fireworks only if it's safe.
We got some rain today, so it looks like it might be.
Yeah, so this is our late.
Ooh. Yeah, aren't they doing a color pull tomorrow?
Tubing right here.
Are we doing a color pull tomorrow?
Probably not. You know, maybe not. We might do something. We'll see. You
Cool.
know, it's hot.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
All of this stuff here. We've done that on the lathe as well.
There's another lathe right there.
So what are the lathes used for?
You want to go ahead and answer that? You'll probably be able to say it
They
better than
are-
me.
Yep, they're used for turning glass a little better than you can by hand. They're holding things that are bigger or holding things that get really hot. So you use it for a lot of different things. You can really weld things a lot easier.
Probably these big ones, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, that's how you do those large tubes, right?
Yep, that's how I make all my cups too. I make them on the lathe. I use the lathe a lot now, a lot. You know, but I do a lot of things by hand. Trippy Tech is, you know, the first part is done on the lathe, and then I twist it by hand in the drill, and then I robot it by hand, and then we come back and melt it on the lathe, and then I sleeve it on the lathe, and then I take it apart by hand, and then I work it by hand, and then I might re-put it back in the water pipe back on the lathe.
There's cups.
Yep.
Can you tell me what those glass cubes?
Yep, those are whiskey rocks, so you can freeze them. And I put little vents in the top, so you can put a little bit of water in there to help thin out your whiskey, because that helps enhance the flavor on whiskey. A little bit of water, not too much. So,
And then it won't melt, so it doesn't give you too much water.
exactly. Yep. So this is the first lathe that I ever had, right? So we got that. It's from 1965.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
When it's simple machines, and they take care of you.
Oh, did he say the lathe is from 1965?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I was only 10
I
years
just had
old.
it since
I didn't know.
1965. That's older than me.
I wasn't 10, I was negative 10.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't around in 1965.
So tomorrow, too, what we're doing is we're doing a stringer pull. So we'll mount some glass to these cars, and then two non-glass blowers will go forward and drive them, working with the glass blower who will heat up the glass, and you can't break the stringer. If you break it, that's how far you would get. And,
That'll be fun.
yeah. We don't know what we're doing, but we're having fun.
Definitely.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun. And what time is it? It's from 5 to 10, is this correct?
That's correct. 5 to 10.
Are you still having glass blowing tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for a class? Is there still a class tomorrow?
Is there still a class tomorrow?
Yes, there is a class tomorrow. But I think
Okay.
we'll go.
So can people start registering again for classes?
Absolutely. Yes, they can register. hit up Premier. There's a phone number there. Elevate Premier, ELEV8. Obviously, you guys know that. And we're about out. So I'm going to say peace out.